it just went. We are recording.
Oh.
Do I have
Awesome.
sound? I
You
do have
can.
sound. Okay. So, Kabu, Lenore, Nick, and Rory, working together and using your various skills and knowledge in addition to the resources available at the Harper Hideout, you are able to determine that the fine parchment and ink used to make the map that you found in the Blind Cavern is unusual for hobgoblins. The ink appears to not be the standard and widely available iron gall ink, but instead made from the turnsoul berry. Turnsoul, you find, after some research in the hideout, is an unassuming silvery plant with small green and white flecked fruit that grows on the edges of fields and along the sides of roads on the northern coast of the Moonsea. The parchment appears to be plant-based and made from water leaf, instead of the standard skin or hide parchment, or even the fiber pulp papers that can be found elsewhere throughout the realm. Waterleaf is known to grow in abundance where the Moonwatch Hills meet the Moonsea. So given this location's proximity to Thar, also known as the Great Grey Land, a rocky, broken moor stretching for hundreds of miles, with a harsh climate inhabited by wild tribes of humanoids such as orcs and hobgoblins, who are constantly at war with one another. Your best guess is that perhaps the hobgoblins originally hailed from and acquired the map near there. With the information you have now, and unsure of where to go next, you decide that the best course of action would be perhaps speaking with the merchants, possibly even authorities in the city of Melvaunt about this map. We will take you, I assume you guys all decide, to travel together in Nick's cart to the city of Melvaunt on the northern shore of the Moonsea below Thar and east of Flan. And we will take you there to the city. This city, you know, Nick, and you, I would assume you would have informed the rest of the party your knowledge of the city that you would have gained throughout your travels, but your knowledge of the city of Melvaunt would be that the traditional Council of Lords has been replaced by a single ruler known as the Patrician, a Lord Vetinari. He has been ruling as a sort of benevolent dictator the last few years. The city and its inhabitants have actually flourished since he began his rule of the city. And one of the first things he did as patrician was to legalize guilds and essentially crime, such as those of the thieves and the assassins and the seamstresses, aka the Red Light District, which had been active but outlawed for years. Their leaders have since become esteemed members of society, and their members insured and licensed. Lawlessness has not so much been eliminated as it has been organized. Nowadays, for a modest fee, a citizen may walk the streets confident that they will not be mugged more than a few times per year, and always receive a receipt. In fact, even initially, the money-making venture of the Thieves Guild remained theft, under strict guidelines, of course, leaving a receipt. But more recent bookings show a system of insurance has kind of become the standard norm, whereby people may pay a fee directly to the guild, and therefore become immune to robbery for a specified period. Unlicensed theft remains illegal under both city and guild law. Traders consider themselves lucky if the watch catches them, or they would usually suffer from the cruel punishment dealt out by the guild. So it's become a sort of system of the lawful lawlessness is now policing the truly unlawful. For example, the Assassin's Guild has a strict code that they consider themselves separated from just thugs that can be hired for murder. They call it inhumation, to inhume someone, and they consider it a challenge of nobility. They make sure to dress in dramatic, all black colors as to differentiate themselves from just the common street thug looking for murder. And by law, they must always leave a receipt. They must always also give the client, that is, the person to be inhumed, a sporting chance. And so this is the city to which you travel on the north shore of the Moon Sea. And I will take you there.
Mechanical question, GM. What level are we supposed to be?
I would accept 10 or 11 because technically you would have leveled up.
Okay. I was at 9, so let me do 10 real quick.
Oh yeah. Definitely level up for you then. And if you travel down to the bottom right hand corner of this map, you should find yourselves on a street.
It's a big map.
It is a big map, and for purposes, please treat this map for its vibes. We will not be using it literally, as there is quite a bit to do here, so I don't want it to become bogged down in whether or not the map represents perfectly what we're trying to accomplish. So having tracked down this map and the inks and paper method used, you have confidence that somewhere in the city is someone that knows who made this map and gave it to hobgoblins.
Well, welcome everyone to Melvaunt. It's been, well, at least a year, if not 2, since I've been here, but it's certainly flourishing in the time I've left. I'm not so sure about the way things have turned out, but I can't really complain with results.
All I know is I got to get to where I can get a no mugging license because I got way too much stuff on me to lose.
Yeah, it is quite charming for how do you say the word? Kleptocracy, I think. Yeah, there is organized crime.
I mean, that's just
both
normal
is
government to
interesting.
begin with.
Now, of
Fair
course, somewhere ruled by a dictator, to put it plainly, it almost makes sense to make lawlessness lawful. But as I said, I can't really complain. It just rubs me the wrong way, you know? I don't really stick to all these laws and kings and right to rule and all that. But if it works, it works, I guess. For some people, things are a lot more relaxed in the Feywild. But I do know a couple seamstresses who knew how to throw a party here and there. I do gotta wonder where they are.
They say seamstresses. Are you saying it with air quotes?
Oh, several air quotes. They were
Asterisks.
a couple, cross and other things. They were particularly good at making someone feel good. My close friends, Marjorie and Patricia Thackett, they were well known for running one of the greatest seamstress houses in the city. So skilled in the sexual arts.
Very good at measuring the inseam, they say.
As they say. But beyond that, they knew how to throw a party. When you bring together all of the greatest thieves and 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 sex workers in the city, it's a wild night, let me tell you.
Still, though, I'd feel better if I was able to buy one of them get out of mugging free cards, you know?
No, I can't say that I'm a regular here, but I think we can get through without being, attacked, if we're at least careful.
Bill, you going to say something, Roy?
Nah, it's all right. Just can't imagine that anybody would want to give us too much trouble, but I'm with Kabu. If we can get the fucking license, I suppose. Can we leave the card outside? I'd rather not have to interact with too many folk.
I was meaning to ask Rory, how you feeling after that high sea adventure?
Yes, I'm all right. Just, it took some time, but you still got the book, mate. Back away.
I think. Would we have put that in the vault or?
Yep, just
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't have it on me. I've got it in the vault.
all right. Yeah, I need think you to be the man to take care of it, but just I'm all right. I'm glad fate led us to that fucking thing rather than somebody else.
Hey, I'm just glad that fate decided to keep you with us.
Yes. What do you mean?
Sorry to hear that. I was out on a mission of my own back then. I couldn't join you. Is everything all right?
Rory will look at you just very confused. Like, yeah, fine. I don't understand what you mean.
The last time one of us found one of them books, they Amsgrade.
Yeah, Luke took some extra steps.
Yeah.
But it's not the book's fault.
No, it's just superstition, coincidence, whatever you have it. Find a mysterious book, expect mysterious outcomes to happen again, so.
Yeah, it's all right. Man was just trying to keep the book safe best way he knew how. I said, mate, took a bit of a leap. I understand why he did. Seemed a bit fussy. We get him safe, but you could just talk to him. But, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well,
Safe is good enough for me.
Yeah, he's with the elves and you're still with us, so I'll just be thankful for that, you know?
Yeah, it's all
Because
right.
yeah, there's still much to learn. Speaking of, shall we?
Yeah, it's not exactly a hard to find place. It's the guild headquarters will be bold and a little bit over the top. If you know what I mean, it's kind of gone to their heads. The
Hey, whatever.
insurance scheme. Ugh.
I mean, if it works, it works, but I say we just get a move on. I don't like...
Kabu, be
yeah.
ready for paperwork. Lots and lots of paperwork.
Awesome. That's Kabu's speciality right there. You all know me. I love my my books and my paperwork and my writing.
Yeah, you spend plenty of hours in the
the
furnace,
forge.
in the forge.
Yeah,
really
reading
forging
by
those documents.
Forgelight. That's what I do.
Yeah, the best place for a bit of light reading.
Right. So Kobe will deal with the books and the paper. I'll deal with the muggers. We'll be fine.
Hey,
So-
I came a little bit more kitted out than I did last time. We got a little bit of downtime, so that's why I really don't want to lose any of this stuff, you know?
Now, I appreciate the work you did, Kabu, and discovering the ink and the paper of here. But it's truly strange that this is the place that we should end up of all places. And I can barely make heads or tails of that map we found, and it's interesting.
I mean, whatever leads we get, maybe we'll figure out more to it. Wasn't a whole lot of writing, just a lot of pretty pictures on that one, so maybe we can figure it out from here. So, but yeah, let's maybe not stand in the alleyway for too long.
We're gonna head on into the sunset.
As
And,
you
head
cross
towards
the
the
main
Thieves Guild.
bridge, the Bay of the Moonsea will actually kind of slowly turn into a river that heads into the city and kind of meanders its way through the center of the city. eventually going under the streets, and you lose track of it entirely. But at the very beginning, there is a bridge. In the early morning light, all is kind of calm purples and grays. There's a scent rising from this river that reminds you quite a bit of the industrial nature of this city. And as you look down at the water, you're pretty sure there's a fair chance you could step down onto this river and it would hold your weight for a second before you began to sink. As it kind of
You're saying
sludges
the
along.
river is a non-Newtonian fluid? It's awful.
As it sludges along from the bay into the city.
We see like a body float by with a seat attached to it.
Exactly.
I'm Murray, the talking
Exactly.
scroll.
100%. And this bridge is lined with magnificent carved sculptures of hippopotami, which seem to be on all of the regalia of this city, on all of the shields and things like that, the flag. And there seems to be a lone night watchman out on his post, far past the time where he would be crying out, "All is well, to your beds." And he is sitting there smoking in the damp early morning air a last bit of cigarette, which honestly he probably should have tossed and stamped on a while ago. But he is hanging on and smoking every last bit, having a moment to himself in the early morning air. And as you approach, he's a pretty heavy-set man, kind of stuffed into his breastplate, very ruddy-cheeked. A sergeant in all manner of the word. In fact, walking up upon him, you would know his rank without even asking. And he'll look at you. New to the city, eh?
Yeah.
Alright. You look to be adventurer types.
You
Not-
just-
Not necessarily today. We're here for some quiet business, I'm sure.
No bother, no bother. The rules say, though, and again, as he speaks, the heat almost rises to his cheeks, and his fluster begins to kind of get a little enhanced. The rules say, though, you are adventurers, you will have to stop by the Adventuring Guild and require a pass, acquire a day pass for adventurers, so that you don't run amok of the other guilds.
Does that day pass come with the mugging protection as well, or do I gotta go somewhere else for that?
Well, there is one free voucher of mugging that you may use at any time. However, it is a one-use opportunity, so please use it wisely. However, you are free from assassination up to a certain monetary value. So you are protected from, the kind of assassinations from just mild annoyances. However, if someone has really got it out for you, watch your back. But you see them coming. They're dressed in all black. You'll know them. And they will leave a receipt, so make sure that your loved ones get it. Take it to the Assassin's Guild, sort everything out. And yes, you'll get the day adventuring pass. And it'll mark you as adventurer so everyone knows what you're about while you're in the city.
Alright, hey mate, so if somebody tries to mug us, self-defense, is that applicable here? Be alright?
I mean, you are welcome to it. However, if you choose to fight in the city, eventually the watch will be called in and have to do their civic duty as the watch. And he will puff up a bit like this, as like almost a pigeon in breastplate.
Yeah. Rory will
As
just
he says this.
sigh and nod and say, I'd really avoid it, but It's good to know, right?
Of course,
Make
you
it
have your
fast.
one-time use, so use it wisely. If you think the mugging might not be a whole lot to muster, feel free to just put your hands up and, give over your dues. Otherwise, you may use your one-time use voucher.
And if we want to make sure we get a little bit more protection than just the one-time use, is there somewhere we go for that?
Oh, of course, you may at the Adventurers Guild. You may apply for extra protection. I believe they do work with the Thieves Guild. They have a special package that you may purchase that will enable more protection while in the city. Or if you would like to go directly to the Thieves Guild after visiting the Adventurers Guild for your day pass, you may also do that. Though you do get have the risk, of course, of traveling from the Adventurers Guild to the Thieves Guild in your journey. And who knows what will happen there.
Hey, it sounds like fun. I say we get going.
This is a lot to wrap my head around. That's all I have to say.
Let me tell you, Rory, it's gotten so much worse since I was last here. Oh, God.
Do we have a time protection from entering the city to get to the guild, or is it just kind of a mad dash and cross your fingers?
Once you, of course, enter the city, you are at the whims of the city in all things. So I would make haste and get to that Adventurers Guild as quickly as possible.
I think
Right.
it's dawn. Maybe we'll get lucky and they haven't had their coffee yet.
This
All
is,
right.
of course, a wise course of action.
Yeah, all right. It's and Rory will turn around. DM, will you just check your direct message? I meant to have this sorted before the session.
I
but
don't even have
Yes, I
Discord
assumed.
up and running.
but I just want to make sure that this is okay before I do the thing.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So Rory will turn and look at the rest of the group. Right, so I could probably get there lickety split. I don't want to abandon any of the rest of you, so here's the plan. I can go up front, be big and scary, and we'll just move as quick as we can. Sound good?
Hey, just
Sounds
so you know, Roy, I've got a few upgrades of my own, so
Right.
I could probably take a hit about as good as Ulrich and yourself, so.
Right. And as you were saying that, Rory will kind of, he sighs to himself a little bit and he'll shrug off the like light shirt that he has. And on his left arm, as everyone had already seen, he has a tattoo of a raven that's like surrounded with swirling blue geometric shapes. And he's like, oh, this one's going to be a bit weird, but I'll figure it out. And he's going to go down and kind of, they're not tearaway pants, but they're kind of tearaway pants. He'll like shift. He'll
Albert
shift.
could make your tearaway pants.
Yeah, he's gonna shift like his legs, and you'll see on his so it's his right arm, left thigh. It's completely tattooed. Dark black ink with the blue geometric shapes around it. And for Nick, he'll be able to recognize it, and technically Lenore as well. You recognize that he has a complete black dragon. It's Duskbringer, tattooed all down his thigh. And he'll kind of roll his shoulders back and do a couple of flexes. And he's like, all right, this should be enough to scare away the weakest lot. And the rest of them we'll just have to take as they come.
All right.
Ready?
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
Nick, you know where we're going?
Of course.
Light on, mate.
And we will venture on into the city, heading towards the Adventurers Guild.
Yes, you happen to know that the city building to which you are headed actually serves as quite a few guild headquarters. Some of the smaller ones. Obviously, the largest are like the Thieves Guild, the Assassins Guild, the Seamstresses Guild, but there are quite a few different ones. Obviously, they made the Alchemists Guild have their own separate building because it explodes every other week. But they do have a few of the other small guilds kind of grouped together, and all the administration.
Very
together.
glad that the Alchemist Guild got together with the Construction Guild, because they're making a lot. They're banking real hard on that one.
You know, they play off each other. It's a very mutually beneficial relationship. They
The
kind of keep
alchemist-
each other funded almost. Yeah.
I still think the Receipts Guild is the one that's really making bank in this.
They really are. No one's really caught on. But they really are. They've kind of just added on to the stamp, the post office where they print off stamps. Like, man, they borrowed an extra printing press and just print out receipts on the cheap. And
I
they
think
are
what-
just
what-
So it's just
stacking up
micros.
cash.
I think what Kabu was saying is we should go to the Receipt Guild first, because maybe they'll know about this paper we got.
I mean, maybe.
They know.
Maybe.
I think we need to get the
There's
Receipts
the
Guild to
Crafting
sponsor
Guild,
us.
and then there's the Arts and Crafts Guild, which shares a building with the Receipts Guild.
Listen, there may have been a little bit of glitter on that map. You don't know. It's hard to get rid of that. Sometimes it's just there. It happens. It transfers over. There's no saying goodbye to it. You would
I'm sorry.
wager.
I interrupted you. You were talking about the guild buildings, though.
No. It's totally fine. I will transfer you over to this map so that you kind of have a
For
vibe. But
vibes.
again, do not treat it literally. But this is very much a large... Oh, you know what? Let me just grab you over so that you know. But
So we're not
please,
stuck in darkness. for the
Right.
entire session?
Right. But, like, it is not necessarily to scale, and it is not to be taken literally.
It's so pretty, though.
But it is
It is very pretty.
much for vibes. I mean, you can move yourself around if you so desire, but please know that you are not to scale, and you're not actually a giant wandering these hallways.
We want to play dolls.
It's okay. The game is paused. We're just gonna chill here.
I'm sorry. There you go. Okay, so if I can find you again. Okay. So this Chief Administrative Offices, the CAO, is an enormous and blocky stone building. The interior of the building is a monotone gray with seemingly endless, snaky corridors and unnecessarily complicated office names. The offices themselves are often sparsely decorated and very open. Each desk has a small placard with the name of the employee. In stark contrast with this dullness, the building is occupied by several colorful and fun characters as you glance about, almost dressed in vibrant, bright colors as if to differentiate themselves from the dreary backdrop of their career choices.
They have pieces of flair.
They do have pieces of flair, or, you know, if they lift their very business casual slacks, you will see very brightly decorated socks.
Love
There
it
you
so much.
Oh, and just so you
So-
know, MP3's not here. I don't have him with
Oh,
us.
right. I had him in the active session, but it's fine.
No worries.
So upon entering, you will see a placard directing you to the popular Adventurers Guild, the head of which seems to be Brandon Tuskeye, leader of the Adventurers Guild. And should you walk down the long, gray Kubrickian halls, you will eventually reach his office. Brandon Tuskeye painted on the door, and open it into his office. Again, gray, small shrub carpet, tightly wound. A sad plant placed near the window that's somewhat raised its leaves to the light, but seems just kind of depressed about it. Like, why should I continue this effort? And he will have a few folders on his desk, as well as various pens, and look up at you. Please, come in. Come in. Adventurers, day pass, perhaps, I assume.
Hey, GM.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
Would I know this man?
You know that he is the leader of the Adventurers Guild. You may have come across him before, just obtaining a day pass before. It's more like, yeah, I've dealt with you before,
Okay.
but we both deal with multiple people and multiple faces, so there may be familiarity, but we're not gonna bet anything on each other remembering.
That makes sense. Yes, we are here for just for the day. We're just really looking for information. We're not going to be getting into any scrapes, but our friends here are well, likely to be targeted. You never know. So we thought we'd stop into the Adventurers Guild, get a day pass, be on our way. You know.
I'm gonna need to upgrade on my mugging protection.
Oh,
Of course.
I got too much to lose.
of course. Unfortunately, we are all full on adventurer day passes today. However, I can put you in the queue for tomorrow. Unless, we do have what I like to call a standby position, where I am able to kind of just fit you in through the cracks, so to speak. However, I would need something from you. In return for such a prestige position in the queue, so to speak.
No, as much as I love the noble art of queuing, unfortunately we do have a bit of a time crunch. We do need to be back soon, so perhaps you could tell us what you're looking for.
Of course. And this is a little embarrassing. However, my own permit for adventuring with the Adventuring Fishing Hunting License ID Verification Office, also known as the AFHLIDV, is lapsed. And I am a very busy man, of course. And so would request that you perhaps go in and just do this permit for me. And of course, I will grant you entry into the city under a daily adventuring pass with special permissions.
Well, I do happen to know my friend Kabu here doesn't just love to build armor, but also loves to properly fill in forms.
Yeah, that's me.
He has
Love-
fantastic handwriting.
Yeah. You ain't never seen goblin scratch like I can scratch.
Right. So if I'm following you, mate, you need us to run you an errand.
Yes, it's on the other wing in the building. The Adventure Fishing Hunting License ID Verification Office, AFHLIDV.
The letters aren't really necessary, mate.
It
They
might
will
be.
be.
I'm gonna need that again, and I'm taking
However,
notes.
when you there is a directory every so often in the building, and you might need to know to find yourself in the directory. It's AFHLIDV, the Adventuring Fishing Hunting License ID Verification Office.
Is there a particular person or name that we can call for in that office, in that wing, to get that renewed?
Well, no, not you will have to queue, of course, and just and he will hand you his form. My form is already filled out, of course. So all you need to do is just submit it. It's just a permit renewal.
Now, we ain't gonna be needing some kind of permit or renewal in order to renew your permit on your behalf, are we?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure if there's paperwork involved, we're getting all the paperwork.
All you should
Perfect
need, I have
answer.
already signed it. So all you should need is just the permit renewal, and you just submit it. It is just a renewal, so I've already done all the paperwork for the initial permit, of course.
Payment and everything's been tendered already?
Of course, yes. It
All
is just a renewal.
That's to the AFHLIDV office?
It,
Like Kabu has got his pad and paper out.
it
Rory's
is
just
too.
gonna tap Kabu's shoulder and he's gonna go wait outside the door.
The AFH
Kabu's gonna whisper, "Take me with you."
office. Yes. And he will hand you the form. Hold on. What form? Let me find it. If I can. And if you just take this in, of course, I will be happy. It shouldn't take you more than a minute. I would be, of course, very happy to assist you.
Of course. I
With
can
your
absolutely see that this is only going to take just a lickety-split.
Yes, of course. And then
How big of a stack of papers is this, by the way?
It is literally just one sheet of paper. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you're not entirely sure.
You don't have an extra manila envelope just in case?
You
I was
need-
just thinking, put it in the bag holding.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone look at it.
Yeah. I'll have a kit open up and I'll just kind of drop the paper in there, like with a lot of enthusiasm, like no enthusiasm on my face whatsoever.
He will place it into a kind of off-white folder for you with a tab sticking out, and he'll say, again, form 73934492001C, to deliver, of course, to the Adventuring Fishing Hunting License ID Verification Office, AFHLIDV, just in the other wing, of course.
All right. Anyone fries with that?
I'm sorry, excuse me?
I said, I am not surprised by that. We'll get going.
Of course, of
Wow,
course.
Brandon, 35 major monsters slain. I'm impressed.
Oh, been
And
adventuring for years, yes.
My number isn't nearly that high. That's impressive.
Don't see
Oh.
White Dragon on here, but
A white dragon, eh? You've slain one.
maybe.
Notoriously dumb creatures, but quite vicious.
You can say that again.
All right. Well, I suppose we'll be on our way, and hopefully we'll get here by lunchtime.
Of course, of course. Oh, lunch. Yes. Right. From the hours from 12 to 3, I am out for lunch, of course, and tea time. So
12
please...
to 3.
So please, try and be back before I take my lunch.
And do you have any set break hours that we should be aware of? I know you usually get something like that every 4 hours or so.
Oh, no, no, I should be here. It should be fine.
All right. Well, let this adventure begin, guys. Steel your resolves and prepare yourselves.
As I told you, Kabu, there's a
Really?
whole lot of adventure in paperwork.
Oh yeah. You gotta get ready. There's a big boss fight with some red tape at the end. Let's go.
And off we go.
And off you go with that.
Rory's just standing awkward, like as people walk by, that awkward, like I'm in the hall, just putting hands up as people go by, but please don't actually make eye contact with
Yeah,
me.
the whole-
Like,
No, I don't need help. I'm good, thank you.
yeah, like if please, no, we're good. Like if he had a phone, he would be pulling it out and like looking at, not actually looking at, just holding it every time anyone got like close to let them know he's not interested. Like,
You go to check the time, forget to look at the time, put it back in your pocket, pick it back up
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
actually, that does remind me. If you're interested, Rory, just in case we got to split up, I'm gonna hand Rory a shiny palm-sized stone.
I use this mic. You might
Hey.
get.
Yeah, I got one here too. So if we do have to split up, we can keep in communication with each other.
Kabu, I'm gonna need
Yeah.
you to level with me, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Did you give one of these to Talo?
No, I just came up with it.
Okay, very good. He'll stow it away in his pouch.
I figured it's best used either with if we split up with the group, or if we need to keep one with not as we, he can keep one and we can radio in when we need to get home.
Right, listen, it's no offense. like Tyler just fine. It's just man's got a lot of words to say. It's just sometimes the quiet's nice. But yeah, it's a bright idea. I like it.
And if you get bored, there's a game where you have to like get a little snake to eat the dots on it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a game on it, and he'll like pull it out and kind of flip it around in his hand.
Yeah, just the runes light up, and you gotta make it to eat the little dots.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, shit. He will actually start playing
For
Snake.
the first time in the entire series, Rory is engaged in something.
He'll just look at it. It's like most.
So yeah, Kabu also made a set of ascending stones.
Perfect.
And Nick will usher everyone as quickly as possible down the hallways, while still remaining, at the sluggish pace that is an office space.
Of course. As you pass through the center of this wide, large building, it's open, wide, fairly empty. A number of adventurers and random employees and other guild-affiliated potential hopefuls wandering about. However, if you linger too long, a very, very talkative dwarf receptionist, Hank Goldsmelter, will attempt to barrage you with questions about your day, your job, your business, inundated with small talk before finally directing you to the AFH LIDV.
I will whisper to her as we're leaving. No, I like to be a little bit mysterious. I can't tell you all my secrets now. Wink. And just try to flirt with her as much as possible before leaving.
Well, to him, but definitely feeling
even better.
yeah. Hank will and like kind of do the but color will rise to his cheeks as you walk away. And you will see as the next person walks up to him, he will actually falter before launching into his spiel for just a second, as if distracted by you. And you guys will continue on to the AFH LIDV.
Is there like
Where
a
you
massive like directory kind of like you
Yes.
look here?
Would you like to know? So, the Chief Administrative Office's Department Directory. Administrative is, if you stop by the directory, kind of in this main, kind of empty, echoey lobby area. It says Administrative, first floor. The AAB, DDEFGGGGGR is the Aarakocra, Aasimar, Bear, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Furbolg, Genasi, Gnome, Goblin, Goliath, Resources Office. There is also the AFH LIDV, Adventuring and Fishing Hunting License ID Verification Office. There's the ARREPE, Administrative and Racial Resources Employee Performance Evaluation Office. There's the CTIDV, Certificate Insurance and Taxation ID Verification Office, and I can go on up until the third floor.
I wish you wouldn't, Mike.
I turn to the others. I'm like, can we go fight a dragon again?
And in fact, I can copy this to you if you would like.
No,
Because-
absolutely not.
This is
Oh,
a
I kinda want
fictional masterpiece. I must see this.
Yes, I will absolutely share this one shot. It was created by someone on Reddit. Very much with this whole vibe in mind, and it is perfection.
We're not gonna go see the city. This is it. The adventure is entirely in this building.
This is it.
If you would like, on the
this-
second floor, there's the BDCIC Birth and Death Certificate Invalidation and Complaints Office.
Rory will actually his brows will kind of knit together with that one.
I kind of want to see the birth complaint office and just people watch.
That's our time.
No,
I would direct you to the BDCIRP for that.
I have had to be in that office, and let me tell you, it is a nightmare.
You got some little ones here.
I die at one time of a massive drug overdose, and everyone has to insist that I get a death certificate. It's really quite a hassle.
It seems to have been unnecessary.
Would that invalidate any marriages you got? Because the whole till death do you part thing?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the MCIRIPC office.
Uh,
I think
But-
this list has
Say-
more teeth than the dragon that we fought.
Kabu, let me just say, thank God the Feywild does not have marriage license. I mean, for practical reasons, of course, but also, I don't want to have to deal with that on a day-to-day basis.
Right,
no.
this is hell. Can we?
Yeah. No, this is straight up hell.
So,
Not as
Wondering-
advertised, I have to say.
less flames, more death
Kabu,
inside.
I-
you were concerned about being mugged. Did you ever consider how terrible an office worker is?
Oh no, I can feel the life draining from my essence as we stand here.
Welcome.
All right, so I see the office we got to go to. Let's just go.
Yes, walking
kid, move.
around and past the TQALIR, the Tavern Quest Authorization License Issuing and Renewal Office, you can eventually get to the AFHLIDV Adventuring, Fishing, Hunting License ID
This is for one
Verification
fucking
Office.
city.
This
This
is
is for one fucking city. This isn't even. How many fuckers live here?
I don't know, but I'm about this close to putting out a hit on my own life.
All right, sorry. It just the numbers didn't. It's not making sense, mate. How many taverns can be here to necessitate the need for an entire office?
We could stop by and ask.
No, you don't understand
No.
this, Rory.
This
If
is
you
bureaucracy.
combined two offices into one, it would make everything 9 times harder. The
You leveled up-
mathematics of that are just astronomical.
You leveled up before we got to the city, right, Rory? Because I think there's a whole process involved in that if you do it inside the city limits.
I just listen.
I'm
I
sure
was
there is a form and I could look for you if you would like.
Jesus, I thought at first that was too meta, and then I was like, nope, I guess that makes a little bit of sense.
listen, right. It's just I was questioning some core beliefs about my existence right now. What it really means to be where I am in this space and time, but it's fine. It's just yep,
Yep.
Fun.
Yep.
yep.
Let's go. Let's just.
Yep.
I found the office. Let's go.
We go to the office and queue up as quickly as we can.
I open the door. What horrors do I see of this office?
What horrors do I see? Okay, so mechanically answering question, Rory, this is a metropolis-sized city, so the minimum requirement of population is 25k, but
Okay,
it is
it just-
probably upwards of that.
You know what I mean? It's like that thing where it's like I could this is like beyond like federal government. Like Rory's not accustomed to really like anything larger than like a tribe kind of system. You know what I mean? So like this scope is like he's familiar with tribes and he can interact with tribes and he understands like local governments and stuff. But like this seems like every place he's ever been combined into one and then exponentially increased, and it's just it's not making a lick of sense. Not one, just what? It's fine, but just what? Also, he's convinced it's shaking. Rory has a very set of principles. This is shaking one of his core understandings of who he is right now because this doesn't make any sense to him.
Really quick before we continue on to the Adventuring Guild renewal permit office, quick break because I need it.
Go and
Sounds
do.
fine.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna switch us over
Okay,
to the
now, Luca,
intermission.
Did you complete the break request form
You know,
and submit it to the intermissions, interludes, and halfway points
I didn't, and as
Request
such, I will be receiving
office.
a write-up in my quarterly review, my
Yep.
performance review, where I do not take ownership of my own faults and things, forms that I do not fill out.
Luca, I'm going to have to report this straight to the TPK CEO. It's
Yes,
obviously a problem.
I understand.
And I don't want to see it continue.
I understand. All right. All right. Quick take 5.
Going through like this whole like bureaucracy bullshit session, and the amount of struggle we had to go through to connect a D&D Beyond character sheet to Forge it's so good.
Listen, it was important that you had your attacks already so that you can then wait in line.
Yeah.
If anything, it adds to the visceral, like the realness of this situation.
Oh, like how, like, no, I'm legitimately like feeling anxiety of like, fuck. Like,
We're at the
did we
DMV.
get like the DMV, but worse? Like, yes, I submitted that form 6 weeks ago. Like, here's my confirmation email. Here's a picture of the screen checkout. Like, here's all the shit to prove that I did it. I've submitted it to the right person. I talked to Janet in submissions. She told me, she confirmed that she received it via this email chain. Like,
I
it's,
have this confirmation number.
yeah,
Well, we don't have
no.
that in our system. Well, what system are you looking in?
Yeah, no, fuck.
What system is this?
I'm gonna be honest. I started taking
confirmation
notes and then I
number?
stopped. The letter soup was like, I was like, no, I'm a note taker, but no.
But no.
The whole
There
page
was
is just fuck
so
this.
much more about inhumation that I thought it'd be a bigger deal.
So good.
Oh, that was the evil laugh.
Please make sure that your loved ones get the receipt. I was like, I love this.
Listen, while there
And
is
Hume has a real
Terry
definition,
Pratchett
though.
inspiration in here, because GNU Terry Pratchett, there's also a amount of Douglas Adams in here, and you know.
Yeah, I am right there. I'm at the what's it called? What are their
The Vogons?
The Vogons. I'm
Yeah.
feeling the Vogons right now.
100%. This is some Vogon bureaucracy.
We're at that weird rake scene where we keep getting hit in the face.
I
like,
have
right there.
an idea.
All right, I'm labeling my notes.
I'm
adventures
British.
and
I know how to
bureaucracy.
cue.
I like that. I like that, Ekash. That's very good.
What, Ekash? I
I
missed
said
it.
I'm labeling my notes adventures and bureaucracy.
Here,
Normally
wait.
I
I
try-
will. Let me find out how to.
The mysterious mystery of the red tape.
Yeah, that's like normally I try to take really good notes just so I can go back and like know like what happened and like. But I gotta be honest, I want to forget that form. I want to forget that guy's names. I want to forget all of
That
it.
form was fucking gorgeous. I love it.
It
so
was
much.
beautiful. The handout and like all of it is very good. Don't get me wrong, but
Did
it's one of
you
those things
see
like
the weapon he had?
yeah.
Yes.
His curse is glowing right hand. I can't. It was so good. Yes,
That was
so
the
good.
first thing I saw. I was like, oh, okay.
Here, I will copy over for you the directory, the admin directory, because I feel like you deserve to see it.
I could break at just the right time too, because my like elbow was like starting to kill me for some reason. And I wish I
Dude,
could go
this-
and run take some ibuprofen.
Listen, I told you it's easy peasy. You gotta take a break. Just take a break. I'll set it to the intermission so it's easier to cut.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Did you open it? Do you see?
Yarp.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord, I have to download this. I'm scared now.
Oh my god. No, I'm just getting flashbacks for like all the stuff that like all the legislation around working with wildlife. Honestly, it looks a lot like this. Like there are
My
so many
fav-
organizations and different like
Oh yeah.
things, like different laws that you have to know, different acts, like federal law, all that. That is what this reminds me of. Oh my god,
The
get crit.
General Insurance Inconsistency Identification and Corrections Office, the JIC, or DICE, Dragon Insurance Cost Evaluation. It's not even the insurance. It's not dragon insurance. It's the evaluation of the cost for dragon insurance. It has its own fucking office. Like, this is absurd.
I like the non-magical asset taxes official non-payment estimation, the Nat 1.
Hey guys, we are going to the hunting fishing department for hunting fishing. Which one are we going to?
The
Can't find it.
AFHLIDV.
Yeah.
It's-
The second one from the
second
top.
We're going to that
Adventuring
one.
and-
We are going to need to go to the hunting fishing department information retrieval and complaints office for sure. If not before, or maybe after, hunting fishing license error and inconsistency
Oh my God.
identification and correction office.
There's a whole
No.
hunting and fishing section.
And then when
Why
we
is
have,
this office not in the hunting and fishing section?
Because it's an adventuring office.
It's an adventuring hunting and fishing. Okay, adventuring fishing hunting. Okay, never mind. It's adventure fishing hunting, not hunting fishing. Okay, well
That's how
now
they
it
get you.
makes
That's
sense.
how they get you with that legal mumbo jumbo.
This hurts me.
and perhaps even if they find that what's his face isn't really doing his job well enough, we may need to go to the adventuring department employee performance evaluation office.
Do you remember when your mom would have to like go like to the bank or whatever, but she had to like, it wasn't to deposit something. It was like, she's going to be a minute and you were a kid
Oh.
and like,
Yep.
she wouldn't let
And
you
it
sit
was
on the floor.
dying.
She wouldn't let you sit on the floor. She but like,
like-
and she wouldn't let you lean on the walls, but you had to like be there, but standing was awful. And like, you were probably really only there like 10, 15 minutes, but it felt like forever.
Forever. Yes.
And I think to this day, I have no clue what she really had to go there for, because I've never had to go to the bank. For
I've
any
been
of
in
these
an office
purposes.
that long ever.
Okay.
Okay, so let's be back and we will continue on in these offices.
Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. I just noticed the cubic gate assessment and extra planar safety training office. And as much as I hate offices, I want to go to that office. I must
Roll.
know what a cubic gate is.
Listen,
There is a safety assessment office for ration boxes and water skins, y'all.
Is-
this is
Is it-
kind of like the library where it's like I'm gonna have to just plan whole campaigns around returning to here so that
Yes.
people
No,
can
no.
truly
Luca,
explore.
this is the entirety of season 3 of Harpers.
Just
This will
exploring
just
the
we'll just go
random
back to
buildings
Okay,
and places
okay,
we've
hear
been
me
to.
out.
we'll
Hear me
all
out.
create characters like Veldani and just do that.
Yeah, just make it The Office, but D&D. That's what
Oh,
this is.
Here's the
Don't
thing.
speak
here's
to my soul like that.
I'd still probably show up as a Rory character who just like is sitting in like some weird stairwell, like just chain smoking. Like, what do you want? Like,
Rory's the guy
Always
that's
watching
worked there
what's
for
out.
30 years, but has never. No one knows what he
he's
does
never
there.
filed.
Yeah.
He's never filed a single form.
Nobody
most-
really
but there-
knows what his.
The rumor is that he can't read, and it's a little bit closer to being true than they realize. He's not quite Kevin, and he's not quite Creed. He's somewhere in the middle.
Heck, I am just gonna post for you something that I have on hand, and it is a battle map for the office.
oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
The Dunder Mifflin
One of these
parchment.
days. One of these days.
I need this. That's what happens if we start combat during this, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. So you're over by reception.
All I'm saying
Okay.
is Tabu has an incendiary grenade on him, and he's not afraid to use it. So,
I'm
Listen.
sitting here
It's
because I've never actually seen The Office.
oh,
same.
Oh, there we go. There's okay. I'm trying to figure out what I know. I know Pam's desk. And
Yes.
Jim is somewhere close by,
yes.
and that's what's his face with the weird pencil fence. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I see what's going on. Are we ready to go? I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
Are
have-
you talking about the scene where he knocks down the pencils between the desks? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, that's what it
Pencil
looks like on the
fence.
map. I don't know what it is
Okay.
in real life.
No, it's fine. Okay, so we're back in the offices. So
Yo, y'all, everyone, anyone who watches this for some reason, just know the CAO department directory is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
I asked the guy at the desk, I'm like, can I get a copy of this? I think we're gonna need a copy of this.
they will have you fill out a form requesting it, but they will print you off a copy.
I'll
is
do it.
5 copper pieces per copy.
Done. I'll even tip him 5 more.
They will
you may have
refuse,
just
saying
saved
they
this
cannot accept gifts as administrative employees.
Oh, so not up to just like a certain amount, it's just none. Oof.
It's just none.
You have to go to
but
the
yes.
administrative office employee gift and tip office.
We're not going anywhere. But the fucking adventuring and fishing hunting license ID verification office.
All right, let's.
It's okay.
I'm in there
It's
this time.
okay,
Very
Rory.
good.
We understand that a license for hunting and fishing is, by its definition, boggling, but we will get through this. We'll go
Yeah.
through the office and get it done with.
And then we're gonna get some
Yeah.
drinks after this.
I
We
I
just
don't
have
want to
to
see Strike for a
contemplate.
month.
So, yes, special shout out to Reddit user SulkingRaccoon for creating this one shot.
You're the
But
real
yes,
MVP.
let's
So
continue
good.
on. As you enter the AFH LIDV, you're greeted with the sight of a very long line with an elven clerk. Brett Presty, it says on her placard. At the desk at the end of this line. Thankfully, the line seems to be moving fairly quickly. And after waiting
GM.
a little bit, yes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, hey, Jem, we get into the line.
Please.
On my
After-
turn, I'm going to wait.
I roll to Q.
You will wait for a bit in this line people around you. You will get in some quality people watching, but you also wait to the point to where your knees start to feel uncomfortable, to the point where you feel it in your soul, and you start looking around at the people around you, and regardless of who they are and whether or not under normal circumstances you would feel friendly towards them, the knees affecting your soul make you hate them for no particular reason, but just because your knees have been waiting, not so much standing, because you've stood before, but standing, waiting in that slow shuffle of move forward and stand. Move forward and stand. There's nothing to stare at but the tile and these sad, blinking lanterns just kind of flickering every so often in a way that kind of makes you almost want to develop a tick. You will eventually reach the desk of Britt Presty, who will act quite cold to you and seems to only speak if needing to answer a question or to direct you to a specific place.
Hey there.
Hello?
Hi, we got this form. We need to renew this for Brandon Tusky. He needed this submitted.
Yes, of course. And she will put on some small glasses. She will take the document and she will scan through your documents quite quickly and then frown. I'm sorry.
Tell me.
There is a typo on this guild insurance information. And she will click some things on the artificed floating tablet she has in front of her. It is different than what I have on record, meaning that it does not match the form provided by you.
What's the typo?
It is here in the insurance information. If you can see here.
Point it out to me. I don't see a typo.
Of course, of course. If you see here under guild insurance, there is none.
And it says Insuracorp. That's what I have here. The guild insurance provider. Yeah, it says Insuracorp.
I do not see where it says years insured or the monthly payment or the adventure copay or the deductible.
It doesn't say that on the form though. Like there's no
Right.
space for it.
This is an outdated form.
This is an outdated form. Okay. How do I get the
I
most
am
recent?
unfortunately unable to correct the error, but then
Sure.
I can direct you to the correct office.
Because you wouldn't have it here.
Of course. However, I will let you know that my boss is implementing a new riddle system. After particulars complained that their visit to the AFH LITV was extremely boring and not at all intellectually stimulating. And so I will give you a choice. You can either answer a riddle of mine or provide me with a new riddle and answer, of course, to use on a later customer. I'm sorry, this is our new policy.
How do you guys get riddles? You guys want a riddle? You have a riddle?
Sure.
When you get high enough, believe me, riddles are plentiful.
I can't wait to find that out later today. Sure. I guess give us a riddle then.
Of course. And she will look down at her desk and read out, very lacking in any sort of emotion or inflection in her tone. You buy me all the time, but hope to never use me. And look up at you blankly, blinking.
I think that'd be insurance, right?
That is the correct answer to the riddle. And she will hand you a printout of the department directory.
Oh, The one that I just paid 5 copper and filled out a form for. Wonderful. You're a real help, lady.
This is, you will want to go see the Risk Management Form Error Corrections Office, the RMFEC, in the Insurance Department.
That's on the 4th floor.
Yes, you will need to fix a typo to verify the ID.
Sure. Do we need to get with Brandon here to have him correct it too, or will they just take care of it up there themselves?
They should be able to take care of it.
Now you say should.
Of course.
Okay then.
I want to insight. I'm insight checking.
Yeah.
This is not Rory's expertise, but goddamn.
Please
I'm
insight
doing it.
check with disadvantage because this
Oh,
woman
God damn
seems
it.
dead inside.
Fine.
Kabu has his biggest like fake customer service. Grew up a goblin.
Right,
trying
but
to
I
talk
don't
to
know if you've
humans
ever
grin.
been to the DMV and tried to like vibe check to see how you can best
Oh, wait, no.
sweet talk someone there or get along with
Uh.
them or at least try and make some sort of social interaction with them, and it's like talking to a wall because long ago they died and their body kept walking around.
Yeah, it's that's a 13.
Yeah,
There's a dark presence in
12.
this building.
she will just
It's okay,
continue
y'all.
looking
I got
at
the
you,
3.
blank stare, waiting for you to move on.
Insight? I could do insight.
At disadvantage, though.
Oh.
A 15. Does that do us any good?
It does not.
All right.
Shit.
Her
Wait.
DC was 30, I
Yeah.
think.
You have yourself a wonderful day. Hopefully we'll see. Do we come back here once we have the form corrected? Yeah.
They should be able to direct you where to go from there.
Got it. You've been a great help. One of many. I will remember you in my coming days.
Thank you and have a nice day. Before you're even done talking, she taps the bell to summon the next customer up to her window.
Rory, will look at Kabu.
Oh no, we're gonna
Just-
kill everyone in this fucking building. Believe me.
Joel is
Sorry,
a
this
really
is the
operative
first
lord
trauma I've
here.
ever inflicted on my players.
Rory, like, will just put a hand on Kabu's shoulder and kind of like squeeze it, and he
Abu knows
Like-
what to expect, and like he brings over Kit, he pulls out his handle, and then just sits on Kit and leans back and has Kit take him where he needs to go.
and Rory just, hey, Kabu. I'm really fucking glad you're here, mate.
Nick will go up behind Kabu as he's being glided along by his wheeling cart. Just give him a little shoulder rub real quick. Just be like, yep, you were great back there. Really good job, man. Don't worry, we'll take over one of the next ones. And we take a little bit of a break. Calm some of those murderous thoughts.
Let's find like a water fountain, like splash our faces real quick, and just like gear up for the next.
The water's one of those where you
Some
hit
rocky,
the
like-
button and it goes for a few seconds and then peters out and falls flat, and you have to hit it again. And it goes for, you swear, less amount of time before it peters out again.
I'm so sad that I did not take summon chair as a cantrip now. I took origami instead.
Origami is amazing. Don't feel bad. Origami is so cool.
I don't know if I'm familiar with summon chair or origami.
They're very cool.
Summon chair is exactly what you think it is.
You
I believe
literally
it.
summon a chair. That's it.
Like, Kabu's
That's
got
the-
Kit,
that's the bit.
so
hmm
and Kit's medium size, so Kabu can sit on it and roll around.
Yeah, so Rory's gonna try and keep an eye out for stairs or magic escalators, elevators to ascend to the 4th floor.
Uh-huh.
This is a truly great question because I know the map is only there for vibes, but there
Mhm.
is no stairs.
Right, there are stairs.
Okay, perfect. Yep, I didn't know.
Magical
whatever it
lift
is.
or some method of ascending. Because this map, again, is still just vibes, but you are able to find the way upstairs. And you will enter this magical lift. It will lurch uncomfortably for a second, and you will have a moment of panic of, oh no, I'm stuck here.
It's not
before
panic. Rory is okay with being stuck in the elevator. Rory
Before
At
accepts
least
it.
he's
continuing
away
upward.
from everyone else.
There is a puddle of something in the corner which you are not interested in determining what
It's
it might
fun.
be.
The
It might
puddle
be
respects my
leaky.
personal space. I respect
ceiling.
its personal space. There's nothing
It
wrong
may
with
be
it.
someone that just couldn't find the restrooms. You're not sure.
Whatever
you will-
anybody does, do not jump. I realize it's funny, but do not jump in the elevator, please.
Ugh.
And as you approach the RMF EC, you begin to hear a very loud shouting. And when you reach the office, you will find a large man shouting angrily at a meek-looking Kenku employee. The man, who is confused, and from what you can tell from the conversation, actually needs to go to the GIIIC, is outraged that the clerk is unable to speak or help him, and continues to hurl abuse at him as you approach.
It's a fucking Kenku. We're screwed.
And the Kenku, despite the man screaming and yelling, will continue to repeat a variety of the following phrases, which is, please, please, thank you, papers, please, that's the wrong form, all fixed, sorry, I can't help, talk to my supervisor, have a great day, goodbye, yes, nope, alright, my name's Scribe, hello, thank you, and just kind of repeat through that until eventually the man gets so frustrated he will throw down his papers and storm past everyone on this floor, angrily shoving his way through the crowds out towards where you just came, and you will notice that something fell out of his pocket.
I immediately go get it.
It is Chompy, Pocketbook of Reminder. It is a wondrous item, common. This pocketbook, nicknamed Chompy, has a leather cover with a design that resembles an eye. If 5 or fewer words and a date are written on a page, Chompy will animate on the dawn of that written date. It will scream out the words associated with that date, attempting to bite the person holding it, and then become a normal pocketbook again until more words and a date are written into it.
You know what?
Chompy, Pocketbook of Reminder.
You can't argue with results. I like it. You think your alarm clock's annoying in the morning, brother?
Now, are you going to return this to the terrifying man?
If we see him again, it'll be meant to be. But you know, sometimes if you love a wondrous item and you set it free, if it doesn't come back, it was just meant to be, you know?
It's fate. It's right. Cobble gets it.
Fate. Yes.
No, be careful. That might strike the Thieves Guild as inappropriate thieving.
Well, it's not thieving, right? If he fucking is.
Yeah.
Rather, he should file a permit for leaving his items unattended.
If anything, it's just going to piss off the Lost and Found Guild.
Well,
Can
not
we
really,
put
because we
guild-
found it. It was lost and then found. Seems right by me.
But Rory, I believe there's going to be some forms that are required to fill it out to properly.
So we should
do
just
it.
stop talking about it, mate.
Exactly.
Can we just put guild after any word, Luca, and it'll be an actual
You
guild in word?
establish whichever
We're just making
you
it
like.
worse.
I believe in it. You can establish any guild you want. If you have a reason for it to exist, it probably does in this city.
Oh
I'll
no.
be visiting the Scone Guild and the Vodka Guild afterward.
Oh yeah. We'll be visiting the Narcotics Guild soon.
Oh man, the forms there. So
But you
confusing.
can roll with them, so they're pretty good.
They're multi-use.
The Weed Guild refers to themselves as a collective as opposed to a guild.
Some of the chillest druids you will ever meet.
They do have a very strict dress code, though. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
and they
sandals
do-
with socks.
They do require you to show your identification at the door. It's a whole thing.
You cool?
Be cool. Be cool.
They will forget you showed it though, so they may have to ask for it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can
and
also
you-
bribe them
you-
with food, probably.
You also can't join unless you have at least one X that's also there and is required to sit 2 tables away from you always, and kind of you have the ritual, like, remember that one time when
Oh.
When you buy weed from the Weed Collective, you will have to give back the weed part of it.
Yes. It's
they can
immediate
enjoy it with
taxation.
you, yeah.
Immediate guild dues.
Oh, yeah. And you always have to pass it to the left.
Yes.
but like when there's no way to pass it left. There's only right turns
Exactly.
in that office.
Anyway,
So
as
as
much as
you
I want the
approach-
rest of this adventure to
just be
take
us
place
coming
in
up
the
with
Weed
guilds.
Collective,
Sorry guys,
I
this turned
think-
into a brainstorm session.
I
Listen,
think
it's
this will be
fine.
our new TPK TikTok. Is just all the guilds of
all
this
the
thing.
guilds that can exist within Melvaunt. So as you guys approach the desk, a scribe, as you have guessed that his name is, has taken back his seat behind the desk, and he seems to be a very merry but slow worker. And he will look up at you. Hello.
Hello. Are you Scribe?
My name's Scribe.
Perfect. Are you also with the... Oh, shoot, which one was it? I didn't... I...
question.
RMFEC.
Are you with the RMFEC?
Yes.
All right, perfect. We got this form here that needs a correction on it.
Papers, please. And he will
Yeah.
reach out to take the form.
Here's the
Rory's gonna look at Lenore and say, "We're gonna die here."
That is becoming more and more likely.
And he will look at it and then pull out a form that looks very similar and begin copying over information, and then hold up one and hold up the other and point with his pen. All right, please, please. And you will notice that on the older form, it is said Insure Corp. And on the new form, it is Insure Core with the S on the end.
Oh.
Like Insure Corpse.
Is this the only correction that needs to be made that you can see?
Nope! And then he will actually take a post-it note and write on it RMEPE and staple it to the new form, hand both back to you, and say, "Talk to my supervisor. Have a great day."
REMPE?
Risk
Yep.
management
R-E-
right
performance
above
evaluation office.
RMEPE.
Risk Management
management.
Employee Performance Evaluation Office.
Okay. Evaluation, performance evaluation?
Mm-hmm. Probably
We gotta
where,
make sure we give Scribe 5 stars, or else
Yeah.
they're not going to approve of this correction. I'm sure.
Are we just... Are we reporting for you, or are we reporting on the individual?
Sorry, I can't help. Talk to my supervisor. Have a great day.
You have a great day, too.
Perhaps this is where the supervisor is. Maybe there's more of a tape over this particular typo.
I mean, we're on the... It's on this floor, thankfully, so let's go find it.
Lenore, why don't you take over for Kabu so he doesn't go absolutely crazy?
Perhaps.
I mean,
I can
I don't
try.
know. I'm not the most people person of the group, so...
I don't know if I am, but I can
Well-
certainly try.
We'll alternate. Everyone gets a little bit of suffering, so not everyone gets a one suffering.
That is fair.
We're gonna spread out the suffering, nice and easy.
Yeah.
So you
Rory's gonna
head
be
to
rummaging
the-
in his herbalism kit.
RMEPE.
I don't know if I can smoke this, but I'm gonna do it.
Which is very crowded, and a middle-aged Goliath, Juliana Tanathi, sits alone at her desk, from which extends a line of over 30 people. And As you enter and sit in line, you will actually see as she gets up to go to her filing cabinet, it'll suddenly spring to life and attempt to gape its strange, toothy jaws. And she will jump back in surprise and whack it a few times on the head. And then it'll assume the form of a filing cabinet again. And she will mention to someone how they need to form a proper department for the handling of mimics, and then continue about her work.
That's why you gotta build your own. Ain't that right, kid?
As you wait in line, multiple people shuffle awkwardly. Some of them look at the mimic with concern. Others sigh defeatedly and decide to leave. And others complain about the slow service. However, should you arrive and go up to Tanathi, she will take the form, make a quick signature on the ticket, and then hand the papers back to you, directing you back to the AFH. LIDV.
Nick will pat Lenore's back and just say, "Good job. Well done."
I guess that is it. Yeah. Merci, madame. She, I guess, takes the papers there. Like, does it look like everything is filled out correctly?
It does. And ensure corp has been changed, or ensure corpse has been changed to ensure corp, or whichever way is supposed to be the right one. I'm not looking at my handouts right now, but there's one that's correct.
Okay.
And you notice that the typo that was there before is no longer.
Rory will head out into the hall and look and go, right, listen, if we gotta get this fucker's shit filed before his lunch, we're getting close. So
Oh yeah, what time is it?
Is it nearing 12?
It is nearing 12.
okay, yep. Rory's like, right, so
Rory, we need you to get there.
yeah, right, yeah.
We are skipping the lift this time and running down the stairs.
Yeah,
So-
Rory's gonna take
No.
it and he's gonna sprint.
Before Rory goes, I cast haste on Rory.
Yeah, Rory can move right now 60 feet walking speed, so he fucking hauls ass. If there's any when he reaches the stairwell that like descends, he actually just runs off the edge and jumps and uses the winged boots to like fall and like catch him last second as he takes off down the hall. And he's gonna like get to like, how many people are in the line?
So when you return to the AFH LIDV, which still has a very long line, I would like you to roll a persuasion to nod at people to allow them to let you through with your
Can I
filled
roll
out forms.
intimidation instead?
Absolutely. With your
Thank you,
entrance,
'cause-
roll it with advantage.
Because Rory he's much more intimidating. Let's see. At advantage? How does that work?
Let's see if we can
That's
get
a
higher than
20, but maybe let's see it.
Let's see if we
Okay.
can crit. 21, not bad.
Oh.
21.
So,
And I think, let me double check and make sure there's not additional language here. 1 second. Because being a half orc has some perks. Too many things. Racial trait. Yeah, it's just menacing. So Rory he comes, and if anyone makes direct eye contact, he doesn't glare, but he's like, it's that there's an intensity of like his normal kind of like, no, I'm good, is like, I'm fucking good.
So Rory, with haste, your speed normally walking is 120 feet.
mustering all of your
Amazing.
inner Karen, you stride
Not
to
again.
the front of that line, watching people just kind of stare at you, but upon seeing your face, they're like, nope, don't want to engage. And they allow you to pass them by in this line. And you again see Presdy, who will look over the document carefully and then say, very good. I'm pleased with how quickly you returned the document. I won't make you answer another riddle, but now you need to go to the AGPIIR to verify the Adventuring Guild permit information issuing and renewal offices to get this all sorted out. However, they should be able to sign it for you and have it all sorted.
Hey, right, it's the AGIIP.
Mhm.
Here?
IIR.
Mhm.
That is the stealth mark.
Nick.
So,
And he'll
basically-
tap Nick's shoulder. You're up, mate.
Nick cannot run nearly at 120 feet per round, but he will run up those stairs as quickly as his hooves will allow him.
Just 90 feet, not bad.
Yeah, Rory's gonna actually. Do we have to pass the first office that we stopped in? As we're like, are we moving past that door as we do this?
No, you're on like Brandon's office. No, you're on completely the other wing.
As we kind of leave, Rory will. Not proud of it, but if we've got to get this back to him before he leaves for lunch, perhaps we make it so he can't leave for lunch.
And how do you propose?
I was
we
gonna
do that?
suggest we get him a sandwich, but
Well, that's what I mean. Is something just listen. I'm not a violent man. I appreciate. I'm just saying. If he leaves, this will be for nothing.
at least
Rory.
until 3 o'clock.
Rory, make his last 5 minutes before lunch hell.
I mean, you can make him, answer questions and do his job, so he has to go to lunch late.
Right, Cabo, do you have something, a creature you could send that we could buy time, bog him down?
I mean, I only got what I can make.
Right.
Yeah.
We can't, like, do we have like a minor illusion or something that we can
hold
like
on, hold
pop
on,
up
hold
in
on,
front
hold
of this guy? Like, he can't leave if he's helping a customer, kind of a deal.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
trying to see what the time is on Silent Image real quick. It was 10 minutes.
So that worst case scenario, Rory gives Lenore a piggyback to that office to buy
Yeah.
a fucking thing.
It'll be great too, because then they'll have to spend more time figuring out how to communicate because it's silent.
Yeah, exactly.
We just got to make it like just nod the whole time.
I guess that's a good question. Is there a cafeteria here?
I'm sure there is. Deep in
Like,
the
that's-
bowels of this place, there is some sad, drippy cafeteria full of Jell-O with strange whipped cream on it and just depressed looking lunch meat sandwiches.
Because I am suggesting a little bit of a split the party situation. Try to like block and tackle.
Okay.
I think Nick with the finalized form in hand is gonna go hands in on this plan.
Hey, let's do it.
Sounds in.
Hey, yeah.
We got the
so,
sending stones. Let's do this.
Yeah, so Rory's like, right, so I'll go get the fucking sandwich.
I'll hand Rory 5 gold.
It's
So
all right,
you're
mate.
gonna book it to the
This one's on me,
cafeteria
mate.
and get some sandwich where the dressing has definitely started to sogify the bread. It's wrapped in cellophane of some sort. The lettuce looks a few days old. The tomato, why did they put a tomato on a sandwich like this? It also has merged past through the dressing up into the sandwich. The seeds are embedded soggily into the bread.
The bread is
And the
starting to turn
layers-
to dough again.
Yeah. And the layers of meat and cheese, like some of the cheese is a little hard and crusty on the outer edges. But all of this is wrapped up in cellophane with a date sticker on it that is questionable, and you're gonna grab it, run through the checkout, and book it upstairs. Meanwhile, Nick, you are going to the AGPIIR
Yeah, I
which
guess it's
lies.
Nick
oh,
and
go ahead.
Kabu, and then Lenore and Rory together. Are we splitting off
I
that
think
way?
so.
Or?
Let's do that.
Is that,
Let's
is
do
that
that.
what we're going to do? Okay, let's do it.
Rory
Perfect.
running, Lenore on like piggyback mode, holding out the sandwich like some like strange charge
I need
as you
art
guys
of this.
run
Yeah.
through
It's
this
really
off.
truly a shame we're not streaming, or else we could have been like, please, we need donated money to
Please,
see
art.
this art.
Have art.
Art
Here's
this,
the thing.
please.
It's the very good.
So,
Rory looking at his watch.
Nick and Kabu. The AGPIR lies in a small, quiet lobby. There are a few adventurers sitting in comfy chairs, milling about, many of whom are soaked. There is a small desk occupied by a cheerful and pleasant Fire Genasi receptionist, and the placard reads Dante Randrick. Surrounding Randrick's desk is a 5-foot wide, 10-foot deep moat. Randrick, if you question why there's a moat holding your papers that will surely be destroyed by crossing this moat, Randrick will call out, please cross. Don't worry about this, installed as a safety precaution. But please go ahead and see your way across to me. Thank you. And we'll go back to marking stuff on his desk.
How wide did you say this moat was?
It is 5 foot wide, 10 foot deep.
It's not that terribly wide. However, I'm going to use the one confusingly included part of being a satyr, which is your mirthful leaps. And I'm going to mirthfully leap across this this moat.
Please
I've
explain
never
for
seen
us,
anyone leap so mirthfully.
for the
Literally
viewers at home. Can you please describe this mirthful leap in great detail?
Of course. Nick will do a few gymnastic stretches real quick, just kind of shake out his hooves a little bit, and from a distance, he will gallop toward the moat. He will grab the note out of Kabu's hand at the last second and flip over the moat and land gracefully on the other side.
Very good. There are a few adventurers sitting soggily with what appear to be ruined paperwork that will kind of clap.
Poor bastard.
Like, you did it. You did it. Good on you. And once you hand Randrick your documents, the Genasi will produce another paper from his desk and start glancing at the two. His brow will knit for a few seconds, and then he will let out a short, hearty laugh. Guildmaster looks like originally applied for a 10-year permit, not a 5-year. And he'll hand the papers back to you. This is good for another 5 years. A wonderful day.
Nick will stand for just a little too long, looking directly at this man.
Oh.
Just eye twitch.
Yes, yes, of course. And he will take the paper back, and this time he will walk through the moat.
Just like lowers himself down in it.
Just walking into the sea.
Hold on, there's a
The
gift for this.
adventurers
I
who were
missed it.
applauding like look at him and realize there is no God.
That one spark of hope was Nick leaping over the water.
Yeah, he's just rocking into the ocean.
Oh,
I'm gonna walk.
And GM, he will drip all the way back to Brandon's office.
I'm just waiting there with this
arrive as
sandwich.
Brandon is locking up his office and turning to leave. As Roy runs up with the sandwich, and Nick holding a soggy, dripping wad of paper pulp also arrives, trail of water behind him.
Rory will see Nick, and you'll see legitimate fear in Rory's eyes as he perceives that something has gone horribly wrong. And he will skitter to a stop and very carefully put Lenore down and stand behind her, just fucking the tension that's in this man's form cannot be described. He's just standing there patiently and will nod to Lenore to give this man the sandwich.
I'm not sure if I want to know about that. Yeah, we'll just walk up to Brandon. Say, it looks like the rest of our comrades have figured out something. But here is this sandwich, just so we can hopefully figure this out before you have to go to lunch. Yeah.
You don't have to go anywhere, man. Lunch is here for you.
Yeah. All right. He's gonna just. Thank you.
I brought you to dessert too.
He's gonna just kind of hold the sandwich like he's trying so hard to figure out a polite way to say that he doesn't want this.
Right, and Rory will just look at him.
Oh.
I waited
You're
in
eating the
line
sandwich.
20 minutes. They asked me what bread you wanted it on. 6 times. There's 2 kinds of bread, mate.
Of course.
Is that because Roy forgot what he chose the first time?
It's not horrible. The line, they make it on the line and they just keep asking the same questions over and over. And you're like, you heard me tell it to the person standing next to you who put the shitty cheese on. You know.
So kind. I cannot wait. It's even better than what I had planned for lunch.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this. You can see just the weight of this afternoon settling in on his soul.
His soul.
Yeah.
He's the one that asked us to do this.
Hey, Nick, you wanna?
Hey, Brandon. You want to check your license again for me, please?
Yeah.
Let's see the expiration date.
And he will look at it, and you'll see it actually flash across his face in recognition for a second, and then he's gonna pretend to look at the document for a few more seconds as if continuing to search, and then do a very, very well acted, feigned,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about my mistake. Oh,
Life is funny.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, right.
Fortunate.
Rory's gonna move in and put his hand around this man's shoulder a little too tight, and he's gonna open the door back up to the office and seeing that he's probably already locked it, is gonna look into this man's eyes and nod to the door. How about we have a little chat? Maybe a working lunch.
Of course. He's gonna come here. You see him do a wild-eyed glance around the hallways to see if anyone's around that he can reach out to for help, but there's no one. And he'll insert the key and try for just a second, he's gonna try and fake the key suddenly doesn't work, and then resign himself to this fate and open the door.
Yeah. Rory will just follow in and pull out the first abandoned chair and just flop into it.
Do you Captain America it and do it backwards?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, are you straddling that chair? Because that's
Yeah,
what I imagined in my
full
head.
Riker. Full Riker.
Full Riker. I was
Door
just about to
comes in
say.
last
I was just about to say. Full
Door
Riker,
comes in
please.
last and closes the door behind her.
Oh God. And
Lord,
he's just gonna
Gods
laugh
know
nervously.
we don't want to inconvenience anybody in this building. No one wants to inconvenience
Definitely.
anyone in this building.
Definitely.
Of course, I am. What an unfortunate mistake, an
It's-
oversight on my part, Philly. Should you understand, these things happen. All part of a day's work, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah, no, we all love to laugh. It's funny. I could definitely see us putting you in stitches.
6 times, mate.
Definitely.
6 times.
Of course, I totally understand. It's government work. What's the point in doing it if you're not gonna do it twice? They say it's not
Exactly.
done well.
Oh, you gotta
It's,
ask questions.
Of course. I do appreciate you confirming this for me, and definitely I'll get those adventurer day passes filled out for you right away. In fact, let me just check my drawers, and he'll hurry up, trying to just kind of separate himself from Rory's grip and overly strong hug, sidearm.
Yeah, no,
thing
Rory,
that he's in.
Rory let him go. Once we
Okay.
got in the office, he kind of shoved him towards his desk as Rory Rikered into a chair, and is just arms folded, just deep. You can tell he's half meditating, he's trying to get back to a good place, but he just every time the man talks, it's that Why to wait? They asked. Why to wait?
Nick will turn to his companions as if this was the plan all along, and just be like, "Well, you remember, don't you? Of course, that you said you'd give us lifetime passes. I do think that was correct."
He's gonna begin flop sweating.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Rory?
Can confirm this.
Yes, permanent.
Yeah. Friends helping friends.
The stamp. I'll need the official seal. Of course, that'll take. And he'll kind of glance up at you. No time at all. And he will pull out a stamp and a seal from his lower desk, which he has to unlock and pull. Of course, for lifetime, a day adventurer says. And after confirming your names and the spelling, he will stamp all of them and initial them and hand them out to you. Do have a good stay in the city. Yes.
We will enjoy these quite a bit. Years upon years from now, maybe 5 more years. We'll see.
That's a good joke. It's a good joke. And he will sit there, still flop sweating, as you guys take your departure with your new.
Rory will sit in the chair and wait for the others to file out, and he'll get up, walk over to the desk, look at the sandwich, and look at him. Don't leave until you take a bite of that sandwich.
I was so hoping you would do this.
He's gonna do a big gulp, oh.
So proud.
Oh, that's just, yeah. It looks like some sort of turkey.
Who's to say, mate?
Just pale ham.
And he'll undo the cellophane and lift it up. It's just yes, yeah. Oh, and take a bite of it. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank
You have a good
Really?
day.
you. Delightful.
It's really good, yeah.
It's
Best sandwich you've ever had. Best fucking sandwich you've ever had.
best of yeah.
There's 3 kind of
I get
mustards
to-
on there. 'Cause I couldn't understand what they were asking.
I can taste it.
Yeah.
Such a flavors.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's on me, mate. And he'll tap the desk and turn around. And as he's leaving, he'll be like, remember, cross your T's and dot your I's. Or swear to fucking God.
Yeah, of course, I'm going forward from now on. Of course.
He'll close the door and just like a click, and he'll turn and look at them. Can we please fucking leave?
Yeah, I know I said I wanted to stop at the Thieves Guild, but I think I want to make a pit stop at the Assassins Guild first.
So, since you have now acquired your adventure passes, you are able to get directions from someone in the office, and they will direct you the best authority to speak to, who would have the beat, the finger to the pulse, so to speak, of the city, is Commander Vimes of the Night Watch. However, he will warn you, the person at the front desk, Hank, who will get a little flushed at Nick's return, warn you that today is the glorious 25th of May, and so please be respectful, and they can probably be found in the Cemetery of the Small Gods, near the Watch House. And I will stop this music and take you over to the other map.
Oh, thank God.
You will... Why is this music so loud?
It's so dark.
You will travel to... Why is this not... Here, I will turn off token vision. You can see the whole map. There we go. So, you will travel to the Watch House. It is an old building. It's a few stories tall. It appears to have been, in recent years, probably less cared for. But you can see signs of renewal, of new care, of new pride. And there are bushes growing around the house, the Watch House, just laden with lilac blossoms, filling the air with the fragrance. And nearby, in a small cemetery with heavy drooping trees, is a collection of various officers and civilians in what appears to be their best dress. And you will even recognize Sergeant Cullen, stiffly put into a uniform. You're sure his spouse at home starched and ironed the uniform from when he was a much younger man. And he has somehow poured himself into this uniform that no longer fits. But he is wearing it with a sense of pride that is almost envious. You can see his chest puff out just a little bit more, his back stand straighter, and every single one of these people is wearing a bit of lilac pinned on their lapel.
Dick will take one of the lilac sprigs from nearby and just tie it into his hair that it accents his horn.
Nick, you would probably know, given your frequent travels throughout the cities, especially in this area. Quite a while ago, probably 20 years ago, before the patrician, there was a mad ruler who ruled through fear and insanity and paranoia. And he actually had a group of thugs, a police force, called the Unmentionables, that he would run through the city, and the watch house that they operated has since been burned down because the memories were too tragic. And on the glorious 25th of May, there was a revolution against this king, against this ruler, where people gave up their lives for a cause for humans to be just a little bit better. Even though the people of this city, with all of their quirks, maybe aren't worth saving, but they're people nonetheless, so we're gonna save them. Vibe to it. And now, in honor of the lives that were given, every 25th of May, everyone who was there and everyone who is grateful that people were there, pin lilac to their lapels and offer remembrance at the Cemetery of the Small Gods.
You know, folks, as much as that was literally one of the deepest circles of hell, it's probably for the best. This city needs some sort of order. And whether it's hellish on its own, it's far less painful than what they have gone through in the past.
I mean, if that's the worst of it, then it's better than any alternative, I suppose.
Yeah, I would rather the devil be in the details rather than the foreground, I
streets.
suppose.
Yeah. All right. Should we wait for a better time to talk to the guy, or?
We can wait for him now.
As afternoon kind of starts to transfer into evening, you will actually see the crowd at the cemetery begin to disperse. You will see a grizzled man with a metal helmet on and a cigar permanently in his mouth, knobby-kneed, and just kind of that thin, almost tense strength to his form. And he is talking to a tall, thin man dressed in dark colors with a pointed beard. And the thin man with the manicured beard will say, "It has often crossed my mind that those men deserve a proper memorial." And you will hear the grizzled man say, "Oh yes, in one of the main squares, perhaps. That would be a good idea. Perhaps a tableau in bronze. All 7 of them raising the flag, you think. Bronze, yes. Some sort of inspiring slogan. Indeed. Something like perhaps they did the job they had to do." And you will all hear as they grow closer to you, "No." And he will come to a halt under a lamp by the crypt entrance that they are walking away from. "How dare you? How dare you at this time in this place? They did the job they didn't have to do, and they died doing it. And you can't give them anything. Do you understand? They fought for those who'd been abandoned. They fought for one another, and they were betrayed. Men like them always are. What good would a statue be? It'd just inspire new fools to believe they're going to be heroes. They wouldn't want that. Just let them be. Forever." And the man with the manicured beard will nod and depart. And this man, the grizzled one, will walk towards you. And he will look you up and down and stop. And as he looks at you, you get a sense that this man is a man that when he enters into a room, he looks into the shadows to see what is there. And nothing really escapes his gaze. And he will size you up. "And what can I help you with?"
GM, just because I want to say it right the first time, what is the appropriate greeting on the 25th of May? Or 25th of whatever it is?
There's quite a few. A lot of it is like, if you weren't there, then you don't know kind of appreciation, especially since one of the members who actually died there is currently now existing as an undead, fighting for undead rights. However, he, but a lot of it is just very much like glorious 25th of May.
Well, I would say glorious 25th of May, but it's a much more somber thing for such a phrase as glorious. We're here for information, and I'm sorry that it's on such a somber but important day of the year for you.
More trouble. But
I don't
what
think
can
so.
I help you with?
We are not here for trouble. Sure, we have adventuring passes, but only for clerical sake. But we did find this, and it's very strange, and I haven't been here for quite a few years, but I knew that someone here would be appropriate to help me guide us in the right direction. And Nick will to turn to Kit to gather the map from probably his stores.
Mhm.
And
Cabo reaches into the shoulder into Kit and pulls out the map.
it's very strange, and thanks to my friends and acquaintances here, we retrieved it without losing anyone. But also, we noticed some very strange occurrences, some very strange ways that this map has been produced, and it's not one that we're aware of, but we thought you might know of something that might give us a clue or a hint or a direction to find more information.
He'll take the note from you and look it over. And he's actually going to look up at you and say, "It's odd. All these little missing pieces coming into place. Like a little puzzle."
What kind of puzzle?
I watch over this city as best I can. I would watch over larger, but this city is my home. Its streets are my streets. And this sludgy river runs through my veins. So this is who I watch after. But I have noticed there's some talk. Some grumblings. Someone is stirring up the tribes in Thar.
Thar? Is there anything in Thar?
Before recently, hobgoblins, friendly enough folk. They get into quarrels with each other, but usually keep to their own. But lately, someone's been getting them riled up about things. Things that they normally wouldn't care about, and they've been leaving Thar and coming down into the valleys and attacking small towns. I can't tell who is doing it. And he will pull out a smaller piece of paper that seems to match. It's just a scrap. It's not a full map, but it seems very similar in nature to yours. There was talk of a woman that dropped this off with one of the local goblin tribes. And I happen to know one of their leaders, and he's riled up about stuff that he normally wouldn't have been.
Do you have a name?
I don't. I do know that she has red hair and blue eyes. And he described her as looking like a pirate with a cutlass.
Does any of that sound familiar? As Nick turns back to the Harpers.
Not as I can recall.
I don't think the lady on the island was that. She was a
She's
Trident.
Triton.
Well, I do appreciate the time and the information you've given us. Is there anything else that you can tell us that we can follow up on?
Just that someone's pushing buttons. And I don't know if it's her, if she's the messenger, but someone's pushing buttons.
I'm sure I don't
and
have
I
to tell
don't
you.
know to what end.
I'm sure I don't have to tell you how truly awful chaos and mayhem and fear can be. We will look into this. And I hope in the future
It's a
I can
dangerous
turn to
thing.
you. Of course it's dangerous, but
You add a little chaos and fear into people. People are worse than sheep. Sheep will just run when panicked. They won't try and bite the sheep next to them while they do so.
That's why you got to make sure you got a couple good shepherds to keep the flock from fleeing and protect
that,
them.
or I guess in Melvaunt, a couple of forms. Thank you
You know,
for your
I
time.
I didn't agree with the patrician when he instigated all this, but it has added a bit of order to the chaos. Most people are only 2 meals away from total chaos at the best of times, so a little order, even in the way that he does things, seems to add a bit of peace.
I'm sure it won't be good for the long run, but let's hope that Melvaunt can grow from this day. Thank you for your time and glorious 25th, sir.
Yes. Truth, freedom, and justice.
Rory will put out a hand, just kind of silent. And if the commander takes it, he'll just look at him and say, "It's nice to know that they won't be forgotten, right?"
Right.
He just claps the back of his hand and drops it. Gets ready to leave.
As you guys leave, he will offer you all some drink if you would like to stay. Since the more somber remembrances are done with for the day, there will be a gathering as people reminisce about the times where they stacked up every bit of furniture along the Treacle Mine Road to push back the forces of the Mad King, and they will drink and sing songs into the night about when you can hear the people sing and how horribly it hurts your ears.
I'd say that Nick will grab some drinks for him and his friends, and they will, he'll tell them the stories that he knows about Melvaunt, and he will, share some of his history about his time with Patricia and Marjorie, and then he'll turn to his companions in turn and just say, "I really appreciate having all of you here with me, and I'm sorry that I'm so often away from the hideout. It's so good to see people coming together for a common cause, obviously, but I do a lot of extra work on the sidelines, helping people in my own way. How did you all come to join the Harpers, if you don't mind my asking?"
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Rory
Rory
will kind of, as all these little introverts around the table kind of look at each other. Rory will kind of kick Lenore's leg, not like hard, but like nudge, and just be like, "Not it, mate."
That is fair. That is fair. I do not think you are here for this conversation during the whole Ravenglade keep yet. But I joined the Harpers more as for personal reasons at first, I suppose. There is someone that I'm trying to find, and I figured if I do enough work, take enough contracts, that kind of thing, do enough jobs, as I guess we should probably say it here, that, I don't know, perhaps I could get the help to find him.
And who are you
But-
trying to find?
She takes a pause.
I
Yeah.
only ask. I spend so much time all across the Faerun, and I spend a lot of time meeting people and helping, well, the less fortunate. Are you looking for someone close to you, or, well, someone who has wronged you in some way?
Funny you should mention, I guess, this whole talk with the Assassin's Guild and everything. I'm not looking for those who have wronged me anymore. They are gone, and I made sure of it. No, they are the ones that threatened someone very close to me. Not only my family, but Monomor, my love. I'm trying to find him still. Goes by the name of Lysander. Lysander Melvaunt.
That's a beautiful name. I've always enjoyed that.
Merci. Yes, he is still gone, and I have very little to go on about his whereabouts. But if you have more of an ear to the ground than I do, I'd appreciate the help. Very much so.
I will be on the lookout.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Rory. You forced Lenore's hand. Are you willing to speak about your past?
Right, yeah. Suppose it's all right.
Obviously, feel free to tell us as much or as little as you like. It's just moments like these and important days like these that I sit and think about the importance of bonding together. I mean, the Harpers themselves are a disjointed group. A guild, sure, but oftentimes we spend so much time apart, and I appreciate the times when we get to spend these missions together.
Rory will hunch down over the table and kind of tap the mug. Right, yes. Suppose it'd be nice to be remembered here. The same way that hopefully they remember me at home. Right. I'm from a tribe, a clan. Haven't been there in some time. I joined the Harpers. What else would I do? I'm not. He'll just kind of wave his finger around. Not from here. Not really. I was told this was heaven, though having the afternoon I've have some major questions about that.
I'm sure they have a far fewer forms where you're from.
Yeah. Yeah. Say, my life was dedicated to my family. And he will reach into his satchel and pull out a kind of a carefully folded paper that he will unfold and lay on the table in front. Those that were on the very first, I think it was the first adventure or second, Rory had commissioned one of the folks that we had helped there to draw a portrait. And you will see it's a half-orc woman. She has a full smile with she's smiling. She's beautiful and looks very much like Rory. And he'll tap his fingers on it. Right, it's Tegan. She's my sister. She's my elder. One day I was with her, and then I wasn't. And he will reach into his satchel again and pull out a small ornate box that's carved on the sides, and he will lay it on the picture and flip open the clasp and open it, and inside you'll see it's a glass vial and it's filled with dirt. Right, yeah, so not sure what happened, but I died.
You
And I woke
died.
up here. Yeah. And I woke up here. And there's the closest thing I have to home. And I'll be here, as is my people's way, until it's time to go home again. Till fate sends me.
Do you believe in fate, Rory?
It's all there is, mate. It says it's meant. I don't understand it. The Harpers seemed like a good group of people to help me figure it out. In the meantime, I can pass through this afterlife till it's time to bugger off. There's people like me here. You catch glimpses of them sometimes, but none of them are from home. So I'm here until I'm not. And that's about it. And he'll flick the box lid shut and fasten the little clasp and take up the items and put them back into his bag.
Do you mind if I ask you one last question, Rory?
It's fine, Nick. I think people are afraid of me. You can ask me any questions as you want. Just make sure I have enough drinks first. And he'll shoot a wink and take a long draft from his mug.
Where are you from?
Yeah, that's right. Not really from a town or a place. You see, we were traveling, but we toured the plains, getting lost in the grass. I've been places, but they're not here. I've heard you talk of the Feywilds. It's not there either. So I don't know. I couldn't rightly say. And while there is the temptation to solve the mystery of where Rory's from, doesn't really matter. I'm not there now. I'm here. And I won't be back there until it's time. Till fate allows.
I really appreciate your presence and your acceptance of where you are, where you're going, even if you don't know.
It's meant.
It's why I joined the Harpers. It seems so simple. Your stories are so beautiful, but, well, I joined to find a purpose. Sure, I miss my family, my young ones, my husband and my wife, and I'll see them soon, I'm sure, but I've spent a lot of time here looking for, I don't want to say the answer to life, because gods know we don't need that, but just some purpose in life. And thanks to Zin and thanks to the Harpers, I met Hamish well before either of us were part of the Harpers, but he helped me find people that needed help, and I guide them to safety. There's truly, truly terrible people in this world. And when I first visited Melvaunt, it was a truly awful, awful place. But I can only help so many people. So I was able to smuggle a few terribly desperate souls out of the city and thank the gods that something changed, but I think in the work that I do outside of my regular Harper's duties certainly helps me find a purpose in this world. It may not be the Feywilds, which are free and fantastical and far less messy, if a little bit more strange than the ones here, but it gives me guidance, it gives me purpose. And so when Hamish eventually joined the Harpers, I joined with him. It made sense. And the purpose that I had found in this world just fit so nicely with the Harper's code. But there's still a lot wrong in this world. I'll tell you that. Kabu, do you feel like sharing?
I think we're getting into the round first.
And he
Gotta
will
sign one over.
Yeah. Nick will pay for a full round and maybe a couple shots too.
The funny thing is that as you are handing out shots, almost lost in the shuffle, and it won't really stick in your mind until later when you reflect on it. But one of the hands that hands you a new round as they're passing about this crowd is bony and in a dark cloak. And he'll just hand it to you and you'll say thank you. And almost in all caps in your mind, you'll hear, you're welcome. And as you look over, Rory, the person handing, or the figure handing Nick this beer has cats all about his legs, seeming to pet them, and seems almost as if he is just here enjoying the festivities.
Yeah, Rory.
And no one seems to notice him.
Rory knows. Rory knows what's up. Rory knows this guy. He knows he's good. And Rory, kind of as he moves by, Rory will do the like raise up kind of acknowledgement, but won't point him out past that.
And then you will be handed a fresh round from Nick. Kavu.
Evan just takes a big drink.
One of those drinks where you just keep seeing him pour it further.
Yeah. So you all talk about, or a lot of you talked about, bad people getting. No, he mentioned getting revenge on bad people. Nick, you've dealt with bad people. I'm honestly just kind of out to get rid of the worst person that I know.
That's a good, firm, strong opinion.
That would be me, though.
Keep
worst-
drinking like that, you will. Be careful, Kabu.
The worst person I know is me. Before I met you all, I probably would have encountered the Harpers in a completely different way. I'm sure you've all kind of gone through the paces of breaking in to stop someone, and you're dealing with traps and whatnot, like the bugbears that we encountered back then. Yeah, it used to be me. I come from a clan of goblins at the spine of the world. We usually would just get like work, and the only place that would really kind of let goblins work are kind of, those egomaniacal people who need cannon fodder, So we were usually sent out, my family and I've got like a couple dozen brothers and sisters, countless cousins that lived with us as well.
Where you fall in the lineup, mate?
Me?
Oldest, middle, youngest?
Oh, I think at one point I was the middle, but I think I've kind of moved up since then. I've been home in a while, so. But knowing them, I'm probably the oldest one in the bunch right now. Before I met the Harpers, I had about I think I lost count about 50 people that I killed, either by my hands or when some wizard saw that I was good with tinkering around. I got put in charge of setting up booby traps and things like that. So you lose count. Used to work with my family though, because uh, I've worked for like necromancers. You know necromancers. I've worked for them. That's why I was kind of easy on Luke when everyone would kind of shoot him. You know, not judging, but like everyone kind of shoots an eye at necromancers. I've worked with necromancers, so it's not a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah, that's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah. The ones that hire out for armies, though, that's the ones you got to worry for.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. Made it with scope.
Yeah, no, my sister and I got sent out to go work for them, and I tried to warn her. I'm like, hey, we got to get out of here. You and I are the only ones in this building with a pulse, you know? But we got to make money for the family. So one night, though, I came back to our room, and she was looking at me crouched from the ceiling. And she never used to do that, so I got the hell out of there. And then after that, my granddad and we got a job working for some crazy wizard dude. Some cave that they had us set up in. It was a real shoddy kind of enterprise there, but my granddad got taken down by a phase spider that they had set up. I think he opened up some kind of portal or something, but suddenly this big ass spider appeared behind granddad, took them, and they were gone. So, which when you see that, you don't stick around, you run. So I got out of there. But when I left the cave, I ran into a group of folks who didn't attack at first. They waved me down. They're a group, they had questions more than wanting to fight. So different from what I was used to, but hey, I was only one goblin at the time, so I was more than willing to talk. I guess they were actually looking for some kind of book that the crazy old wizard had. I hadn't seen him in a week. I figured he was dead too. But I kind of told him, where you can go to find it, where to go to avoid them phase spiders, where to avoid the traps I'd set up. And the elf lady I spoke to said something to me that really kind of stuck. She said, you're too smart for all this. You deserve better. And I realized that's the only time anyone ever actually listened to me, talked to me, understood me, And she told me that they were from the Harpers, and that maybe I could be a little bit more useful, put in my brain to something good. And honestly, I've got a lot of atoning to do, so I jumped at that. As it is now, I know I'm a damned soul. That was not hell that we went through, because I know I've got hell waiting for me. But hey, if I can maybe balance the scales out, maybe I got a little something better to look forward to. Maybe make a little coin along the way if I need to help out with that. But yeah, right now I'm just trying to get rid of the worst person I know. That was just some poor schmuck that was following orders. So maybe I'll get there.
Well, at least you're doing good now. All of you, just doing a lot of good now. And some things that I am learning, being around everyone, is less about the destination, It's more about what we are doing, right now, the journeys that we have at hand. And you're doing good. I think that the hell that you think you have waiting for you is not the case. In here you are good.
Well, maybe I'm just trying to prove it to myself.
I think
Mom.
next we need. Sorry, Rory.
Yeah, you're all right, Nick. You're all right. Go on.
I think next we need to focus on this agent of chaos. One with the blue eyes and the red hair.
Looks like a pilot, apparently.
They are the
Right.
antithesis of the Harpers. And it doesn't bode well that she's
Whoever
wreaking
whoever
havoc.
she is, whoever they are, rather, they're out there twisting fates, taking people's agency, the choice.
Making them follow orders.
Not giving them a chance. And that, I'll admit, I've struggled in this world. A bit difficult. Tegan was the talker. She was the one with the words. My brothers, my parents, they're all better than me in that regard. And I've had a hard time adjusting. Nick, you mentioned being present. It's hard to know what to do.
Of course it is. But
Until we saw those kids and that Kate, till I found Duskbringer, I didn't know why I was here. I didn't understand. I couldn't see the hand of fate. I think this is it.
I
And
may
listening to your stories, as my people do, as with storytellers, I can't help but feel. I think it's right. That's it.
I'm glad, Rory. I'm glad you found your purpose, and whether you and I disagree on fate, it's all choice. We keep making choices. And I think my time in the Harpers have told me that there are people out there that make the right choices every day. I appreciate all of you.
I appreciate you as well. Again, to be around a group that just cares in general, not just about each other, about just everything, you know?
What did Duskbringer tell you about your fate, Rory?
That there's innocence here. That there are people whose fates are being taken from them. Their minds warped. They're not given a chance. Kabu, people won't talk to you, won't learn your story. I think I'm here to learn the story. I think I'm here to set it right. Untwist fate. So that the people here can live the lives that they're meant to, not the lives that these fucking books are keeping force them to live. And whoever the fuck's behind them. That's what I think.
I just know, thanks to the Harpers, they gave me a chance to rewrite my story. So I'm going to make sure to take up that pen and that shield and the hammer and whatever the hell else I got to pick up and make sure it's a damn good story.
Well, as you know, the Forge Light is a great place to do some writing.
Oh, right, yeah. The beautiful ambiance.
I think we should head back before we do actually visit the Assassin's Guild.
Ugh, God, I don't want to deal with any more guilds ever again.
As you guys depart, you will hear a young boy look up at a grizzled Night's Watchman. In the firelight, it could be Commander Vimes, you're not sure. But the young boy will say, "That's a nice song," as all of these men sit around and sing songs of freedom. And the man will reply, "It's an old soldier's song. They used to sing it after battles. I've seen old men cry when they sing it." And the young boy will say, "Why, it sounds cheerful." And he will reply, "Because they're remembering who they're not singing it with. You'll learn." I know you will. And I will go ahead and end this session, this ode to Terry Pratchett for the glorious 25th of May. Truth, freedom, justice, reasonably priced love, and a hard-boiled egg. You will hear Reg the Undead shout, somewhat drunkenly, from the crowd as you guys depart. And GNU Terry Pratchett, no one is finally dead until the ripples they cause in the world die away. That's our special little Harper's Downtime episode. Do you guys want to go around, or do we? I don't know how to do
I
this
don't
with
know. We beat the
non-stream
bureaucracy
session.
for
I'm
now.
Luke Locke. I was Dungeon Master. Nick, you're first in the order.
I'm Proper Nerdy. I'm a TPK staff member and played Nick Kringle Spencer. And I'm so glad you got to hear a little more about him because he's lovely. Who's next?
Ikaj.
Well, GNU Terry Pratchett. Ikaz, you're next.
I'm Ikash York. I find my way into sneaking my way into other games, so you can find me around TPK occasionally, mostly in the Discord. Or if you're really curious and want to see me rant and ramble and meme, you can follow me on Twitter at Ikash York.
Lenore is next.
Hey guys, it's me, Sir Hecla, you know. It feels really weird to not be spamming a bunch of links in chat right now. I feel strange. It's like my hands should be doing something, but they're not. Yeah, you can find me at Sir Hecla at Twitter, and I've started streaming on Twitch now, so you can find me on Twitch at Sir Hecla too. As well as a bunch of things here on TPK, as well as Neon Lights Roleplay. So check them out too. It was really fun. I hope we do more Downtime stuff in the future because it feels like a home game. It feels so nice.
Mm-hmm.
It is very good. But let's keep on moving on.
Sarah.
That leaves me. Hi, I'm Osarix Franco. I play Rory Daywin. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter, Osarix Franco, doing just whatever the hell I want to do. That's it.
Right. This again was a special little one shot provided by SulkingRaccoon Reddit user, and it very much in the vibe of Terry Pratchett and Douglas Adams, a fight against the bureaucracy. Melvaunt, well, a real D&D location in the Forgotten Realms. I basically just based on Ankh-Morpork. The city from Discworld. And we will go ahead and I guess end. It's weird doing this non-live streaming. So I'll take us out.
Are we going to be raiding on a
Weird.
channel?
Yeah,
Raid the
stick
channel.
around for the raid.
We'll
All
raid
right.
ourselves.